It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl. Play along with us today and test your own science IQ. This is our 34th year of Science Bowl here in Prince George's Schools, and we keep getting outstanding young people like the 6 here to play our game today. Let's meet the first team from Highland Park. Would you please say hello to Monica Chendi, Princess Ihahun, and Naima During. And from Woodridge Elementary School, here are our players, Diego Larios, Kevin Rojas, and Edgar Barillas. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's science potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
And here on the Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to question difficulty, with easier questions on the left worth 5 and 10 points, tougher ones worth 15, 20, 25-point questions, the toughest of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points, no penalties ever for incorrect answers. And to the 2 rounds today, one of these 2 teams will come back to play Yorktown for the chance to advance to this year's quarterfinals in our competition. Let's make sure everything works properly. Princess, would you try your buzzer? It looks and sounds good. Good luck to you and to Monica and to Naima. And Kevin, how about the green team? All right. Also, you guys look like you're ready and raring to go. Good luck to you, Kevin and Edgar, and to Diego. And again, congratulations for being chosen by your schools to be here. You guys are special. And whether you win or lose, you're still special, because it takes courage to do this. And we want to hear what you know about science. We go alphabetically, H before W. So Highland Park and Princess, let's play the bowl. Go ahead.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams the horseman in The Legend of Sleepy Hollow was famously missing his what? Yeah.
His leg.
Not his leg. The horseman in The Legend of Sleepy Hollow was famously missing his what?
Arm.
His head. The headless horseman. Going through, with the head missing, Ichabod Crane. All right, let's try again. Red? Go ahead.
Zoo parade for 5.
Zoo parade for 5 points. Teams, Mo Williams has a new book out, said, "Don't let this bird drive the bus." The bird that we know in war sometimes carries messages. They're homing varieties of these birds. What do we call them? Kevin?
Pigeon.
Pigeons, yeah, homing pigeons. Don't let the pigeon drive the bus. I guess not. Good. Go green. No, you don't need to do that yet.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, Universal TV is a channel for children. It used to be called This TV, the same green thing that is America's least favorite vegetable. Brussels what? Highland Park.
Sprouts.
Sprouts, that's right. Sprout TV, that's it. Got to ring the buzzer before you can give me your answer. You got the points. Good, go. Princess, thank you, Monica, for your help.
Physical for 5.
Let's get physical for 5 points. Teams, there is a physicist who's also a motivational speaker, and he said to the crowd, "I want you to think like one of these subatomic particles. Always stay positive." He wanted you to think like what? Subatomic particle. You've seen the model of the atom with the different things spinning around. What's the one that's positive in the center? Come on, guys. The proton. There are protons and electrons and neutrons. Think like a proton. Always be positive. Okay, go red.
Dateline Science for 5.
Dateline Science for 5 points. There is a program called A Flying Shame. They're trying to make people feel guilty about flying in airplanes because they want people to reduce this kind of footprint.
Air pollution?
Not air pollution. There's a certain kind of footprint that people have been talking about a lot lately when you are using up a lot of the resources here. Any idea, Highland Park? What kind of footprint are we trying to reduce?
Gas?
Our carbon footprint, our carbon footprint. Some of you saw that little girl about your age, that Swedish girl who came over here and she's trying to tell people we're ruining the world. How did she get here from Sweden? She took a boat that took over a week instead of flying over to reduce the carbon footprint. Go red. Come on. Come on, Princess, just pick one.
Science potpourri for 5.
Okay. Which one?
Science potpourri.
Science potpourri for 5 points. Okay. You know all about volcanoes and earthquakes. They occur in places that are all around the Pacific Ocean. They call that, because that's a place where you have all kinds of volcanic activity and earthquakes, the ring of what? The ring
Fire.
of what, Woodridge?
Fire?
Fire, that's it, yeah. Diego almost fell off his seat there. Yeah, he knew that one. Thank you, young man. That's how to play the game. Go green.
Let's go green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, sometimes it's better to keep what you have rather than trying to go and get more of it. There's a phrase that says, a bird in the hand is worth 2 in what green thing? A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the what? In the bush. A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. So don't go after more of them. Just keep the one you got. Go green. Come on, Kevin.
Let's go for zoo parade for 10.
Zoo parade for 10 points. All right. Now, hopefully you know something about kids' books. There's some famous kids' books. There's a kids' book, and the first line is, in the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf. It was about a larvae that was very, very hungry. Highland Park.
The very hungry caterpillar.
That's right, the very hungry caterpillar. Yeah, the ravenous larva. Okay, go red. Go ahead.
Body systems for 10. Body systems for 10.
Body systems for 20 points. It's 10 points, excuse me. Body systems for 10 points. All right. If all of a sudden you get kind of hoarse and you can't talk, people say you got one of these amphibians stuck in your throat.
Frog.
Again, wait till I recognize you before you yell out, Kevin. I like your enthusiasm. Go ahead, Kevin.
Frog.
A frog in your throat. That's it. Good. All right. Buzzer says we've come to the end of the first round. It's been a low-scoring round, but we'll take care of that in the second part. Right now, score is Highland Park 65, Woodridge 70, and we'll be back with round 2 in just a moment. And welcome back to Science Bowl. Nice to have you here today. Hope you're enjoying this game. We've got 6 pretty nervous young people in here. They've never played the game before, and it takes a while to get your sea legs, and they're doing a fine job, and we're going to keep encouraging them because they know a lot about science. Let's find out about them. Let's go to Highland Park, and Princess, tell us who your principal is over there.
Our principal is Ms. Robinson.
She's a wonderful lady. I've known her, and I've talked to her, and she's so much behind you. She wanted this team to happen, and here you are. Who's your coach?
Miss Smith.
Miss Smith, and she's a new coach, and Tiffany, thank you for what you've been doing. She came over and helped us as a judge, and I know you worked hard to get these young ladies here today. And you had an alternate too, didn't you, Princess? Who's that?
We had our partner is Bernice.
Yes. Is she here?
Yeah, she's in the waiting room, but she wanted to be a part, but it was only 3, so.
Oh, well, that's all right. We're glad she's here. We'll bring her out later if she'd like to join us. Tell us something special about Highland Park.
We have like some groups like later on in this year we should have, because last year we had a bunch of groups last year.
Yeah.
And so we learned lots of different things in math, science, and other subjects.
Yeah. And I bet you have good teachers too.
Awesome teachers.
Awesome teachers like Miss Smith. Absolutely. I can just tell that you are happy to go there. What do you want to do someday, Princess?
I would like to become an artist or a model.
Or a model. Well, you're a very stylish young lady. I can see you doing that. I can see you're a good captain, too. Naima, why did you want to be on the show?
Because I think it's fun and very interesting, and I always wanted to be on TV.
But now you are. You're on TV.
Yes.
And when you grow up, what do you want to do?
Be a doctor.
Doctor, yeah. Any specific kind of doctor? Are you still thinking about that?
I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah, you got plenty of time, and there's a lot of education ahead of you. You've only just begun. Monica, how about you? Why are you here today?
I wanted to be here because I thought, ever since I was little, was really into science and stuff,
Yeah.
and it was always my dream to be on TV, and here I am.
Here you are. Here you are. Showing everybody what you got. You know, you got some good stuff there, and you're letting people know that you're a great student and a fine young lady. What do you want to do someday?
I wanted to work for NASA because ever since I was little as well, I was also really into space and read a lot of books about it.
Wow. And that's the beauty of reading. Books can take you places and give you ideas about how you want to live your life. And I talked to her earlier, and she does not want to live on the moon or Mars. She wants to stay right down here, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Plenty of people at NASA are land-based. All right, Woodridge, nice to have you guys with us today. Kevin, tell us the name of your principal.
The name of our principal is Miss Viola Joyner.
Wonderful. Yeah, I just talked to her this morning because she wanted to make sure that you guys were here on time. Who's your coach?
Our coach is Miss Sabri.
Absolutely. And Joan, thank you for all the work you do over the years, helping us judge and getting these young people ready here today. And brag about Woodridge. Tell us something special.
We have good technology. We're a green school. We're a PBIS school.
My goodness.
Yeah, we do a lot of fun activities.
It sounds like a fun place to go. If I weren't old, I would go back and go there myself. It sounds terrific. Now, all you guys play musical instruments, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Kevin, what do you play?
I play the flute.
The flute. And what do you want to do when you get older?
I want to be an architect.
An architect. Wow. So you're probably a good math student, too. Before I leave you, Kevin, did you have an alternate on your team?
Yes, we have Christian and DeMarcus because Christian isn't here because
His dad didn't let him.
his dad didn't let him.
Okay. All right. Well, DeMarcus will bring him out in just a few moments' time here. All right. Edgar, tell us the Edgar story. What instrument do you play?
The saxophone.
You're the saxophone, so we have a flautist and a saxophone player. And how long have you played the sax?
2 years.
Wow. Must be pretty good. Bet you're good. Why'd you want to do this show?
Because since I was little, I liked science, and because I wanted it to help me with my science test.
Wonderful. Well, hopefully this is a good experience for you, and you'll look back on it, and maybe one day when you're rich and famous, you'll say, I remember when I started out on Science Ball. Diego, instrument.
Trumpet.
Trumpet. All right. Do you guys make music together? Is there an orchestra or a band at Woodridge?
No, it's just that like when we're first starting out, we have it have it separate times, but when we go to advance, we all play together.
I see. I got it. What do you want to do someday, Diego?
I want to be a veterinarian when I grow up.
Yeah, and you've got pets at home, right? Yeah. What do you got?
I used to have a cat and a dog.
Okay. Well, that's good practice for what you might want to do later on. I bet you were a good custodian, too. All right, let's get back to the game. Highland Park 65, Woodridge is at 70. Last correct answer came to the green team. So, Kevin, let's go.
Let's go with Dateline Science for 10.
Dateline Science for 10 points. It is a numerical answer. You're going to give me a number. Listen carefully to what I have to say. Recently, there was a very bad hurricane called Dorian. Came through the Bahamas, caused a lot of destruction. Well, there is a scale that measures how strong hurricanes are. The top number of the scale, they think, should be moved up one more because Dorian was so bad. What do they want the top number now to be, indicating the worst hurricane? Someone's got to ring in if they have an idea. Correct number is 6. Correct number is 6, because the top of the scale right now is a 5. You've probably heard that on the news. It's a Category 5 or a Category 4. Well, a Category 6 would be the next step up because that hurricane was so awful. Okay, go green. Go.
Let's go with Science Potpourri for 10.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, another name for an antiseptic. You know, if you cut yourself, you take an antiseptic and you put it on there to help kill the germs. Another name for that is this D-initialed word that sometimes you can spray on things to get rid of the germs. It's a disinfectant. A disinfectant. Try again, green.
Let's get physical for 10.
For 10 points. All right. They gave a Nobel Prize out there, Nobel Prize in Chemistry this year, to a group of scientists who discovered, invented these batteries that we have in our cell phones and our iPads and all of our digital devices. What are those batteries called? A lot of times we're worried because they burst into flames. Name those batteries. I know you've heard of them. How many of you have a cell phone? There's a battery in there. Yeah. Well, someone discovered those batteries. They designed those batteries. Do you know what their name is? It's called a lithium battery, a lithium-ion battery. Have you heard that before? A lithium battery? Okay. Let's try again, green.
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. All right, teams, your question is as follows here. You know, not too long ago we had a killing frost. Got cold enough? You walk out in the morning and all the plants, everything's limp. The plants died because what part of the cell burst because it froze? Now, you probably know what a cell looks like. What part of the cell broke open because it froze? There's a difference between a plant cell and an animal cell. A plant cell is surrounded by a what? A cell wall. A cell wall. The cell wall breaks, and that's why everything just goes limp. Okay, try again, green.
Zoo parade for 15.
Zoo parade for 15 points. There is a new book out called The Soul of the White Ant. White ant. Actually, that's another name for what insect that has a big colony like ants. It has a queen, and a lot of times eats wood, and you have to worry about them getting into your house.
Beetles?
Woodridge?
Beetles?
Not beetles, good try. What's an insect that you worry about getting into your house because it eats the wood?
If you know it.
Go ahead. You don't have to ring in because they already rang in. Did you ever hear of termites? Termites, yeah. You got to have termites. You got to get people come out, the exterminators, they spray the house. Before you sell a house, you have to make sure that it is termite proofed because no one wants to buy a house that's going to collapse because it's being eaten away by termites. They call them white ants. And in Africa, they're food. Having lived in Africa, I've eaten them. You fry them up, tastes like corn curls. What's that?
Once made me eat one before.
They're not bad. They're full of protein. No fat. They're good for you. They're good for you. Okay, come on, guys. We need to get some points. We need some energy here. Let's start connecting the dots. You with me? You with me? All right. Go green.
Dateline science for 15.
Dateline science for 15 points. Teams, this year they gave a Nobel Prize in physics to someone who discovered the first ever extrasolar planet. What does that mean? Extrasolar planet. Where would it be? Where would an extrasolar planet be? Solar, what does that indicate to you? Yeah, okay, give me more. Ring the buzzer, princess. Okay, come on, Monica.
Solar system.
All right, what about it then?
That it would be discovered in the solar system.
It's extrasolar, so it means that those planets were found where?
It could be in like far back in space.
Farther out, yes, away from the solar system. Extra means outside, so outside the solar system. Okay, we'll give you those points. Okay, Princess, you pick another one.
Body systems for 15.
Body systems for 15 points. Teams, you know the TV show Jeopardy? You ever watch Jeopardy? Yeah, it's a good show. And the man who has that job as the host, Alex Trebek, he's like me. He's the one who asks the questions. He, unfortunately, is suffering from cancer. Maybe you've heard about that. He's suffering from cancer in an organ that is normally associated with insulin. People who have diabetes have problems with this organ. Can you name that organ? All right, Princess.
Liver?
Not the liver. Good try. Come on, Kevin.
Pancreas?
Pancreas, that's the one. Good answer. Good comeback. All right. Now we're starting to cook a little bit. Come on, Green. Go.
Let's go Let's go with let's get physical for 15.
15 points. This is a visual question. Look at the monitor here, everybody. Girls, look at the monitor. Years ago, astronomers drew this map. Kevin, you want to be an astronomer. Those lines there, they thought were filled with water on Mars. They were not. And they called them the same name as those waterways that you see in Venice that are filled with water. What do we call those waterways? They gave them the same name when they saw them on this picture of Mars. Yeah.
Streams?
Not streams. Good try. Nice try, Edgar. Come on, girls. What do you call like a passageway where boats go through? In Venice they have them. They have those famous boats, those gondolas. You ever seen that? They're called canals. Canals. Called canals. Go green. Come on.
Let's go for science potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. All right, teams, your question is as follows. Usually when there's a volcanic eruption underwater or an earthquake underwater, it can set up these huge tidal waves that are known as what? What do we call those things, Woodridge?
Tsunamis?
Tsunamis, that's it. Good, young man. Go.
Let's go with green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, you guys like vegetables? Yeah. If you take Brussels sprouts or carrots or leeks and you put them in the oven and you bake them, they get nice and brown. They caramelize. Caramelize. Yeah, it sounds like candy. In a sense they are, because those vegetables, like fruits, contain what substance? What do they have in them? What?
Juice?
What?
Juice?
Not juice. No. Since they caramelize, it's like candy. What must they have in them?
Sugar. Sugar.
Sugar. Yeah. Okay. Good. Go red.
Zoo parade for 20.
Zoo parade for 20 points. All right, teams. Did you say zoo parade for 20?
Yes.
Okay. What ant? Go ahead.
Did they get it right or we got it right?
All right. Okay. What's going on over there? Okay. So the last correct answer came from the red team. They got the sugar. All right. And that sugar was worth 20 points. Okay, now it's correct, so we have a tie score of 100 all. Okay, so you just asked me for zoo parade for 20, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Teams, what animal that is a sign of the zodiac, known as Capricorn, has horns and also has the tail of a fish when you see it represented? Give me the animal. Yep.
Sheep.
Not a sheep. Good try. Good try. Kevin.
Goat?
A goat. Yeah, it's a goat. Yep, indeed. Capricorn is the goat. Go green. Thanks, Edgar.
Let's go with daylight science for 20.
Daylight science for 20 points is a multiple choice question, teams. I'm going to give you 3 choices. Listen carefully. Ring in if you got an idea. There is a telescope that has recently discovered over 2,000 planets out there. Imagine that, 2,000 planets, Monica. You're going to work for NASA someday. The name of that telescope honors a famous astronomer. Was his name Kaplan, Krebs, or Kepler? Which of those 3, Kaplan, Krebs, or Kepler, was a famous astronomer and a famous NASA telescope was named for him? Princess.
Kepler.
Kepler is right. Johannes Kepler. Good. Go red.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, we all have a gallbladder. The gall in gallbladder is another name for this B-initialed substance that the gallbladder makes. B-initialed.
Bladder?
Kevin, what's that?
Bladder?
Not bladder. Good try. Any idea, girls? B-initialed substance that the gallbladder makes? It's called bile. B-I-L-E. Go again, red. Princess, let's go.
Dateland science. Oh wait, never mind. Let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points. All right. Teams, if you go outside and you see clouds, a lot of times you can see pictures in clouds. The big puffy ones are called cumulus clouds. Cumulus. C-U-M-U-L-U-S. I'll give you 20 points if you can give me the plural version. If you have more than one cumulus cloud, what do you got? What do you got? All right.
Cumulus.
Cumulus is C-U-M-U-L-U-S. If you have lots of them, You have a plural version. Spell it.
Wait, say the word again.
Okay, let me give Woodridge a chance. Woodridge, what is the plural of cumulus?
Simulus?
Cumuli, cumuli. If you have more than one octopus, what do you have? Octopuses? You don't have octopuses, you have octopi. That's right. The buzzer is rung, but we're going to continue on in sudden death. Next correct answer wins the game. Go Princess. Pick.
Body systems for 25.
Body systems for 25 points. Teams, if someone is born and they suffer from microcephaly, unfortunately they are born with a very small what? Very small what? A small head. Try again. Red. Go.
What?
Sorry. Pick another one.
Green things for 25.
Green things for 25 points. Teams, the process of photosynthesis is when plants make food. It's called an endothermic reaction because it doesn't give off, but rather absorbs what?
Sunlight.
Highland Park.
Sunlight.
Not sunlight, no. Woodridge, it is endothermic, which means it doesn't give off, but rather absorbs what?
Carbon dioxide?
Heat. Thermic refers to heat. Try again, red. Go.
Zoo parade for 25.
Zuprate for?
25.
25 points. Teams, when woodpeckers peck on a tree or the side of your house, they're not doing that just to irritate you. They're actually trying to do some things for themselves. Give me 2 reasons why a woodpecker would be pecking on a tree or against your house. 2 things that would help it.
Get
All right,
food?
Kevin, did you talk among your teammates? Do you know what you're going to say?
Get food?
All right. I said I wanted 2 things.
Oh. Get food and make a home?
Yeah, food, make a home, attract a mate, define its territory. All right, sudden death means Woodridge wins. We'll be back with a wrap-up in a moment. Don't go away. And welcome back. It was a low-scoring game, but you know, this is tough. And these young people had never been here before, and these were some tough questions, but we're proud of them, and they're going to go on and do great things. Our final tally today is Highland Park 120, Woodridge 145. Congratulations, Woodridge. Diego, Kevin, and Edgar. And who's back there? DeMarcus, yes? Nice to have you here today. And Mr. Lassner representing the school. Thank you, sir, for being here today. In Highland Park, a round of applause for you guys, too. Monica and Princess and Naima and Bernice, nice to have you here today. And Tiffany, first time out as a coach, thank you for doing this. We loved having you here, and we love to have you with us. Next time, see you on Science Bowl. Till then, Dave Zarin. Bye-bye.